I've just been watching the match in the Geordie Star. We've been trounced by Brighton 3-1. This is what I think. Welcome back, it's Eddie here from Tyneside Life. So me and Helen have been out this afternoon in Newcastle in this glorious weather. We thought we'd have a few cooled beers. It's been absolutely cracking. Ended up in the Percy Arms and chatting to a bunch of lads from Stanhope Street up on the West End there. Good crack, lads, thoroughly enjoyed it. So we've come away. Helen's had to go home to look after the dogs and stuff. I'm staying out to watch the match. Before we get into the football stuff, my last mention about the National Football Content Awards. I've put Tyneside Life in for the best new content creator. Please, if you haven't already, consider voting for the channel. I'll leave a link in the comments pinned at the top. All you need to do is click on the link in the box that says best new content creator, type Tyneside Life in, go at the bottom, click vote, done. Take you less than 10 seconds. Thank you very much for doing that, and everybody else who has voted. Whilst we've been out this afternoon as well, we've been trying to find the Adidas motifs, the signs that have been put up around Newcastle United. Of course, Adidas are going to be unveiled as our new shirt manufacturer from next June, replacing Castor. I broke that news on the 2nd of August before any other channel, before it was revealed accidentally on Amazon Prime about 3 weeks later. On the 2nd of August, I told you Castor were being dumped and we were getting new shirt manufacturers, and it was probably going to be Adidas. Check the video out if you don't believe us. So I've been around town. I found, including the strawberry, I think it was, I've lost count, I've had a few beers now, but I think it's 7. There's probably a lot more, but that's all the ones I could find. So before we go any further, have a look at the ones I found. There you go, let me know in the comments below if you actually managed to find some other Adidas signs across Newcastle. I found 7, I think. So anyway, I'm off to watch the match now. I'm off to the Geordie Star. First time I've been in there to watch the match. It's opposite NX. So I'm really excited about that. Newcastle team sheets now released. Of course, I'll go for that. 3-1 Newcastle. Aye, I think Newcastle are going to win. Sven Botman, of course, is still suffering from that ankle injury. So Byrne has been moved next to Shaw, and we've got Matt Targett at left back. Of course, Lewis Hall now has been brought in as a substitute, so we could see Lewis Hall depending on how the game goes. And he switched Tonali with Bruno. My interpretation of that is that on current form, Tonali may be seen as being a little bit more dependable in that central midfield role, just my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see how they operate today. By switching positions, but I am confident today. I think, you know, we're a wounded animal at the minute, but having said that, so are Brighton after West Ham, and I'm going for a Newcastle United win, and I think we're going to win 2-1. If we're lucky, maybe it's even 3-1. So I'm going to head to the Geordie Star, watch the match, engage with some fans, and then afterwards I'm going to let you know what I think about the outcome. 3-1 to Brighton, and that could have been a lot more. Wow, was that a reality check? First of all, you have to give all credit to Brighton under Roberto De Zerbi, top manager, beaten by a better team on the day, completely outclassed us. They were absolutely superb, playing the way we played our absolutely best when we were pressing high, closing down the play and taking advantage of those situations that we just didn't have today for whatever reason. We were. I know. There you go, and some Newcastle fans there saying we were crap. And we were today. Today, we were absolutely crap. I don't know if it was me, but we just seemed to, we didn't have that, I don't know if it was a tactical decision, but we weren't pressing high. We weren't closing the play down like we normally do. I don't know if that was a tactical decision. I don't know. We seemed to, I don't know if we were playing a counter-attacking game or not. But whatever it was, whatever the tactics were for today, it just didn't work. But I have to give, like I said, credit to Brighton because they were absolutely superb. Wow, that was a football lesson. Really disappointing. 3 defeats in a row, poor start of the season. And you know what, I mean, and I've said it before quite a few times, that this is going to be a really tough season. If you think because we've qualified for the Champions League, just because there's an Amazon documentary blowing the sunshine out our backside and making we all feel good, that we're just going to breeze into the top 4 again this season and have a magnificent season. I don't think your views are rooted in reality, because this is going to be a really hard season. There's going to be a lot of teams up there who are just as good or better or almost as good as Newcastle United. And if we have an off day like we did today, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to criticise the players today. I'm going to criticise Eddie Howe. You know, they did their absolute best today, but for whatever reason it just wasn't there from start to finish. Well, I tell a lie, you know, in the first 10 minutes we had a couple of half chances. We flirted around their box 2 or 3 times, but they just never come off. And we're going to have those games. I booked my flights to Milan this morning and the hotel. Still cannot wait to go. And it's disappointing, but we're going to have those days. We've had a bad start. I think how I kind of reconcile this particular game, excuse me, I'm just crossing over the road here, is to have a sense of perspective of where we are right now. We're going to have a better season than we have a bad season, but I think it's going to be tougher than last season. Oh God, I'm next to the Wenger bus here. From the big market here. You could blame individual performances. I'm not. You could blame the tactical decisions. I'm not really. We just weren't good enough on the day. But the message we have to kind of carry is that we're still going to have a really good season. You know, we might not finish in the top 4. We might not finish in a European place. I hope we do. We're good enough. We'll have some strength and depth now. We've got new players. Eddie Howe still trying to find his system, and he's a top manager. But he just come up against the Brighton side today, who were really, really up for it and played some quality football. I mean, Matoma and João Pedro. The irony, João Pedro, man, after Watford turned us down a couple of times, a couple of transfer windows ago. In Matoma, they were just brilliant, tore us apart. I don't know if there was a Champions League draw hangover. We were a bit distracted. I don't know. But I think we have to give mention to the Newcastle fans who travelled all the way down to Brighton, who are going to have a miserable journey back up. Everybody, lads and lasses, top fans, for going down there and supporting the tune. I couldn't get a ticket, so I didn't go down today, so well done to the fans. But however, look, it's disappointing. Difficult to take. I stand by what I said against Liverpool. Eddie made a tactical error when we were 1-0 up against 10 men. But today, you know, we were just beaten by a better side on the day. I don't know what else to say now. I'm going to go home and have some fish and chips.